very short video. Last time we left off, we obviously had this fever dream where other people were, chatting with our past self, Ruria's past self, which didn't actually happen in reality. We don't really know what's going on or what's happening in reality, but it seems like they were thinking about planning a concert for Ruria for, like, this whole... There was that whole, like, the thing they wanted to do in, like, a plaza center for whatever. It was something to do with the club activities, community service club. But anyways, they think they can raise money by doing like a card game event, and then also by doing this concert thing. But we don't really know how that's all going to play out, and we don't even know if they're actually going to do that because there's a lot of debate between the teams. But at the end of the day, Ruria's, the big thing that happened in the scene was that Ruria's past self kind of took over, and the group was chatting with her past self. Of course, again, it didn't really actually happen, but her past self was like, you're, just, a scar or whatever, a scab that I've got to get rid of. You're my old shell. And then she was like, you're my old shell. So, I don't know. Anyways, let's get back to it. I spent the rest of the time chatting with the LCSC, and before I knew it, it was time to go home. The LCSC was really fun, so it was calm and peaceful. But I had a horrible daydream for the first time in a while. I hope the others didn't think too poorly of me. I gotta be tired. At times like this, I need my beauty rest. I pushed my bike out of the parking lot and headed home. Uh-oh. Teasing her is well worth the effort. The plan was to go to bed early and wake up refreshed. However, for some reason my body was heavy and it felt like I'd had a bad dream. I was probably just exhausted to the core. The world outside looked awfully grey, as if reflecting my own sluggish state. That's kind of how I feel a lot of times. Did my alarm go off? Did it fail to go off? According to the clock, it was far later than when I usually got up. And it didn't seem like I'd have time to go on my daily yoga training before breakfast. My mother had a performance coming up, so it seemed she'd spent the night at her studio. It was common of her to stay there overnight when she was deep into her work, so this was hardly anything new. Thus my father usually made the breakfast. My father was a general practitioner. As such, he was very picky about nutritional balance and always readied meals with that in mind. Not that I'd ever tell my mom this, but Dad was probably a better cook. Yeah, she was a dedicated actress. She'd always say that time spent on housework was time better spent studying her roles. In that sense, it was pretty unfair that she forced me to go through cooking classes. Well, that's just how things were with my family. My parents were both devoted to their respective professions. We didn't usually hang out or take trips like the average family, but we all loved each other.
Otou-san, ohayo.
Good morning, Dad. Otou-san, ohayo. Dad was about to leave. In person, my dad was a man of few words, but in his text, he was very friendly and cute.
今朝最悪。こんなに寝坊しちゃったの初めてかも。
This morning was the worst. This might be the first time I've slept so late in.
そうか?
Really? Dad gave a curt response as he tied his shoes. From the perspective of a doctor like him, waking up late might be the body reacting to its desire for sleep. Though he probably didn't care too much so long as I didn't miss school.
いってらっしゃい。お父さん、愛してる。
Have a good day at work. I love you.
Me too.
Me too.
またメール送るね。
I love me too. I don't know if he actually meant it that way. I'll text you later, okay?
暇な時でいい。
Only when you're free.
お父さんこそ返事は暇な時でいいのに。
You're one to talk, Dad. Dad had a habit of secretly reading texts from his beloved daughter, even during checkups, and sending responses in whatever openings he could find. He may have been curt, but he really loved me, and the feeling was mutual. After saying goodbye to my dad, I turned around quickly. It was a family rule that you couldn't skip breakfast under any circumstance. I wanted to savor the taste, but I didn't have much time to spare. Imagining what breakfast awaited me was my greatest pleasure in the morning. I was sure my breakfast would be a stack of salad. Dad was hardcore about veggies.
あれ
There was indeed a place set up at the table for me, but there was no mouth-watering breakfast there. All I found was a fork and a dirty plate covered with sauce and salad dressing. Like, I don't know, I'm not feeling this whole little girl taking over her life. Like, she's just gonna keep doing this. Like, at a certain point, you'd just be like, I'm just gonna avoid social interactions so I don't see this little girl. My family had a policy of clearing your place as soon as you finished eating. Leaving dirty dishes on display like this never happened.
お父さん急いでて食器を下げるのを忘れたのかな。
Maybe Dad was in such a rush that he forgot to clean up. That didn't seem right. He left the house as calmly as always. Besides, if it was Dad's food, then where was mine?
私の食事は
What happened to my breakfast? I checked the kitchen. There was no food waiting for me there. A plate and fork were in the sink. They appeared to be Dad's. I was always supposed to clean our dishes before going to school each day. Then that really was my food out in the dining room.
どういうこと？
What's going on? I felt like someone was pulling a sick prank on me. My dad wasn't the type to leave his dirty dishes at the table, nor forget to make breakfast for me. Then whose food was this? If it were mine, then I was the only one that could have eaten it.
私
Did I really eat it? I wasn't hungry. In fact, if someone told me I'd eaten it, I might have even believed them. Come to think of it, Dad seemed awfully curt when I saw him just now. Normally, when I had said good morning to him, he responded in kind. What if that was the second time I'd said that to him this morning?
何それホラー映画みたいなんだけど。
What's going on? Am I in a horror movie or something? Yeah, your old personality is fighting with you. Did I have a split personality who got up and ate before me? Then did that mean those really were the remains of breakfast I'd already eaten?
何それ怖い。さもなきゃすっごく面白いんですけど。
Okay, funny joke. You can come on out now. I tried joking around, but nobody responded, because I was the only one here. We're going crazy.
参ったな。
Ugh, not again. Maitana. It seemed my mind had jumped again. My usual bad daydreams were even worse than usual today. It wasn't uncommon for me to be plagued with a weird daydream when I spaced out, not only to snap out of it and find myself in a completely different location. I got in a detailed checkup to see if there was some kind of illness, but the results turned up nothing. My mother urged me not to tell anybody about my daydreams because health concerns tended to reflect badly on an audition. Apparently, she'd had similar problems as me when she was my age. So I decided to take it easy on myself and go to the infirmary later. Miss Hinagata said that she was also prone to bad daydreams. As such, she was the only one who understood my suffering. Spacing out and feeling particularly sluggish, I managed to drag myself through the school gate.
風邪じゃないんだし、しっかりしなきゃ。
I gotta get a hold of myself. It's not like I'm sick or anything.
この程度で授業を休んでたら勉強に遅れちゃう。
I'll fall behind on my studies if I miss class over something like this. I was feeling down, but my body was still in good health. I spurred myself onward, up the stairs, and finally arrived at my classroom. Homeroom hadn't started, yet the class was unusually lively with laughter. Everyone was crowded around my desk this morning. What was going on? It was like someone was sitting in my place and the others were having a riot over what they had to say. I checked to see who was the center of attention. And of course, we know who it was. This, visual is, like, super trippy for me. My glasses are kinda right now, but the visual is actually, like, doing this weird warp thing. You can just kind of barely see it. There's, like, almost like a smoke effect in the middle here. You can notice it near the camera, especially. Or, not camera. Television set. When I saw her face, I gasped.
でもこれ内緒ね。秘密ってことになってるから、リリー怒られちゃう。
Yeah, but you gotta keep it a secret. If you don't, I'll get in big trouble. It was her again. Deja vu. A forgotten daydream was now replaying before me. Magical girl Lily was in my spot again. She was sitting there, like it were her own desk, chatting with the rest of the class. Though that outfit was clearly not fit for school, no one found it strange. They were all chatting with her as though they thought she was me.
布川さんってすっごく面白いね。誤解してたかも。
You're so funny, Nunakawa. Maybe I misjudged you.
完璧すぎて近寄りがたいイメージがあったんだけどね。
Here I thought you were out of our league to even try talking to.
そんなのひどいよ。リリー泣いちゃう。
Oh, that's so mean. You're gonna make me cry.
涙はダメダメダメ。クリンクリン。お掃除魔法で笑顔にしちゃうぞ。
Tears are a big no-no, so let's clean that frown up into a nice, sparkly smile. The class was in high spirits. That I could not let slide. After all, Magical Girl Lily was over for me, and this was school. Though I might fool around and recite one of my old catchphrases, every now and then I generally tried to stay away from it. I thought of it as my way of separating school from work, drawing the line between public and private. But the me over there didn't care about any of that. She flaunted the character of Magical Girl Lily and was sucking up to every last person there. To me, it was beyond aggravating. But the classmates loved it and thought it was funny. So was Lily who everyone really wanted? Was it pointless of me to separate work from school?
当たり前じゃん。
Yeah.
私、仕事も勉強も頑張ってます。キリッなんて。
I'm gonna study as hard as I work. Seriously, do you even listen to yourself?
鼻につくに決まってるじゃん。
No duh, they get sick and tired of you. Time stood still. Lily stood up and faced me. I tore a path through my classmates, still frozen in laughter, and got right up in her face.
なんなのあんた。また。
What's with you? Quit butting into my life.
私の世界を乗っ取る気？冗談じゃないわよ。消えなさいよ。
You trying to steal my life away? Well, it's not gonna happen. You just go away already.
あんたの世界は舞台の上でしょ。それも過去の世界のね。
Your world is on the stage, and in the past at that.
そうかな。
Oh, I see.
リリー、この舞台の上でもうまくやっていけると思うけどな。
I'd say I'm doing pretty well on the stage, don't you think?
はあ？わけわかんないこと言ってないで、さっさと。
What? That doesn't even make any sense. Get lost. Lily smirked and faded away. The world suddenly began to move again. I was surrounded by my laughing classmates.
ねえねえ、布川さん、あれやってよ、あれ。
Hey, Nunakana-san, say the line. You know the one. Say the line, Bart.
散らかってるおもちゃを片付けるときに使う魔法。あれなんだったっけ？
This is a literal say the line, Bart episode. I'll probably title the next episode that. Say the line, Raria. That magic you used to tidy up scattered toys, what was it called again? Clean, sparkling clean? My classmates urged me to do the cleaning magic shtick with a gleam in their eyes. When I was in a good mood, I'd play along and do it for them, but right now I was in no state of mind for it. After all, this was school. I couldn't bring out my work self here. No, that wasn't the issue. Magical Girl Lily was in the past. She couldn't be here anymore, so I'd have to let them all down.
ねえねえ、やってよやってよ。
Come on. Do it, do it. Say the line, Riria.
布川さん、ごめんなさい。
I'm sorry, I can't. My classmates looked puzzled by my sudden 180. They were all having fun, and yet I ruined it all by being a wet blanket. Bit my lower lip and took my seat. My classmates awkwardly laughed as they returned to their desks. And waiting behind all of them was Lily, smirking.
みんなも私と一緒の方が楽しいみたい。
See, everybody likes me better.
布川リリアなんて
Not a single one of them
誰も求めてないんじゃないかな。
wants Riria Nunakawa. Not a single one of them wants Riria Nunakawa, do they? Oh, I know one person who might. All of a sudden, everyone burst into laughter. They were looking at me as they laughed their guts out. It was all so abrupt, I had no idea what they found so funny. But they were all looking my way, so they must have been laughing at... It must have been something to do with me. Even the teacher was laughing. I was the only one out of the loop. What was going on? It was like the teacher had called on me to read from the textbook, only to catch me completely flat-footed. In actuality, I'd been spacing out. After all, I didn't know why they were laughing at me.
布川さん、模範解答素敵な演技でありがとう。
That was quite the performance, Nunakawa. Thank you for that. She's been doing like a one-man band.
ほらほらみんな、静かに静かに。
Now, class, settle down. The teacher merrily turned back to the blackboard and continued writing equations. Did that mean I'd been asked a question and given an answer that made everybody else laugh? Just then I heard giggling. Everyone else was too busy taking notes on the lecture. Only I heard it. I knew who it was by now.
またあんたが余計なことをしたんでしょ。
You. You did something again, didn't you? Hee hee.
ギラギラした目でお勉強熱心なあんたより
No one cares about somebody with a nose stuck in a book like you.
愛くるしくってお茶目でそして親切に勉強を教えてあげちゃう私の方が
Everybody
みんな大好きみたい。
Everybody prefers the lovable little rascal like me, who shares her knowledge with everybody.
あんた何を言ってんの？
What are you talking about?
布川さん、ここ教えてもらってもいい？
Nunakawa, help me out with this part.
いいよ。
Sure thing. That classmate had spoken not to me but to Lily. She strutted around the classroom like she was the teacher, everyone calling out to her one after another.
ここってどうやるのかな？
How do you do this?
ここはね、X を先にお掃除魔法しちゃうの。
Oh, this? Get rid of the X with cleaning magic.
布川さん、俺も教えてもらってもいいかな。
Help me over here, Nunakawa.
あのね、X と Y の3乗をカッコの外にクリンクリンして
See, you take the X and the Y part out of the parentheses and you make them squeaky clean.
やばい、俺現役アイドルに教えてもらっちゃったよ。
Holy crud, I just got tutored by an idol.
つぶやきてー、超つぶやきてー。
I'm gonna tweet this the second I get home.
ツイッターやブログに書いたりしたらリリー、この学校にいられなくなるよ。
If you were to post about this on Twitter, I'd never be able to get back to school.
リリー、お兄ちゃんたちといつまでも同じクラスでいたいの。
And I forever want to be in the same class as my big brothers and sisters forever.
だから絶対につぶやいたりしないでね。
So no tweeting about this. Pretty please. Got it. I felt like I was gonna be sick. Did I really have split personalities? Was Lily taking over my body without my knowledge? My vision distorted, and a moment later I found myself in a corner of the classroom. Lily was sitting in my seat again. I was right, I was standing where Lily had been just a second ago. Surprise didn't end there, my hands were. No, wasn't just them, my feet, my whole body was invisible. I swung my arms around in panic, but I couldn't touch anything. No one noticed my presence, like I had
二重
vanished.
人格なんかじゃないよ。そんなのリリーやだ。
I'm not your split personality, that'd be way too gross.
だから私ずっと言ってるじゃん。
How many times do I have to tell you? You're the shell and
あんたは赤なの。赤。
you're nothing more than dead skin. Dead, dried up old skin.
それはあんたでしょ。何年も前に洗い落とされた赤じゃない。
You're one to talk. I wiped myself clean of you years ago.
違うの。昔話をしてるんじゃない。今の話。
Ima no hanashi. I'm not talking about the past. I'm talking about now.
布川リリアはクルスリリアなんていう全然可愛くないブサイク女の赤を落として
Urya Nunakawa will get rid of the hideous rotting husk known as Rirya Kursu.
永遠の10歳の愛くるしくてキュートなマジカルリリーに生まれ変わるの。
Be reborn as the eternal 10-year-old, the cute and lovable magical Lily.
バカじゃない。私、もう高校生よ、高校生。
You gotta be joking. I'm already in high school, you know.
それを今さら小学生アイドル。痛々しいったらありゃしない。
You're telling me to be a grade school idol now? Nobody would accept something as pathetic as that.
そう17歳強とかと同じで永遠に小学生の心を忘れない少女アイドルってありだと思うけどな。
Really? But there's plenty of idols that do that Forever 17 kind of thing. Ever 17 reference? I don't know. I think an idol with an eternal heart of a grade schooler would fly, don't you?
勝手にありにしないでよ。消えなさいよ。
Don't go telling me what's passable. Just get out of my life already.
消えてるのはそっちだと思うけどな。
No, I think you'll be getting out of mine.
これ戻しなさいよ。
Mudashinasayo. Give my life back. No matter how much I swung my hand, I couldn't see it. Lily was right. I was disappearing.
教室のみんなが言ってるの聞いたでしょ。
You heard what the classroom said, didn't you?
みんなね私の方が楽しくていいって
Everybody prefers me.
というか
In fact,
布川リリアはなんかおっかなくて近寄りがたかったって言ってる子もいた。
excuse me. Some of them were even saying that Ruria Nunakawa is kind of scary and difficult to approach.
布川さんってやっぱり面白いね。
You really are funny, Nunakawa.
俺らのことをどうせ一般人だと見下してるんだろうなって思ってたけど
I
全然
figured
そんなことなかったな。
I figured you were the kind who looked down on plebs like us. But boy, were we wrong.
全然興味なかったけど俺ファンになっちゃいそう。
I wasn't interested in idol stuff before, but I think you made me a fan.
ね
You see?
求められてるのは私の方
I'm the one they want.
だからあんたはいらないのクルスリリア。
You're not needed. Ruria Kurusu.
お掃除プリンセスを卒業した新しいリリアの魅力そんなの誰も求めてないって。
You talk about how wonderful the new Ruria Kurusu is now that she's moved on from being the cleaning princess, but nobody wants that.
みんなが求めてるのは私。
Watashi. All they want is little old me.
お掃除の国のプリンセス永遠の小学4年生マジカルリリーなの。
The cleaning princess, eternal fourth grader, magical Lily. I couldn't even reply. Deep down, I'd already suspected. No, I know she was right. Everyone from my fans to the agency to the rest of Flower High only expected the former magical Lily. No one cared about Ruria Kursu. I was the one who wasn't needed. Nobody wanted Ruria. All anyone wanted was for me to stay magical Lily forever. I look like a monster compared to back then. Just look at my long and gangly limbs, my fat and hideous chest, and rare. My former cuteness was absolutely nowhere to be found. No one would ever accept this, a body like this. Eventually, I went beyond invisible, and I became nothing but air. I didn't even have eyes to shed tears anymore. I was gradually losing the will to assert myself. Before long, I became an observer, watching Lily as though she were on TV. It all seemed disconnected. The sadness of being rejected and the bitterness of being replaced, they all felt so distant. I was glad to become air. Otherwise, I probably would have cursed my body and clawed at it until it was no more. I was glad I lost my eyes, because otherwise I might have drowned in my own tears. Don't give up.
布川さん、お弁当一緒に食べない？
Hey, Nunakawa, wanna have lunch together?
布川さんなんて他人行儀だよ。リリーのことはリリーって呼んでもいいよ。
No need to be so formal. Just call me Lily.
すごい。リリーちゃんのお弁当って意外と本格派。
Amazing. I didn't think your lunch would be so orthodox.
今日はパパが作ってくれたの。
My
リリ
dad
ーとパパは仲良しなの。
My dad made this lunch for me. Because he loves me so much.
俺もリリーちゃんと一緒にお弁当したいな。
I want to eat with Lily too.
俺も。
マジカルリリーってばやっぱり人気なの。
Whoa, I'm really a little Miss Popular with everybody wanting to eat with me, huh?
今までの私なんてツンツンしてて怖いだけだったもんね。
You must have thought I was really scary and distant, huh?
てっきり俺たちのことなんて嫌ってるとばかり。
I was sure you didn't like us.
アイドルだし成績優秀だし私たち下々なんて眼中にないと思ってて。
As an idol and an honor student, figured you wouldn't even have time for commoners like us.
そんなことないよ。だってリリーはみんなのお友達だもん。
That's not true. I'm friends with just about everybody.
リリアちゃん、なんか吹っ切れたみたいに明るくなったな。
You're a lot more cheerful now, Ruria. It's like you've got a major weight off your shoulders.
近寄りがたいオーラがなくなってこっちも気が楽だよな。
You used to be really hard to approach, but not anymore. This is really nice. Well, did you hear that, Ruria Kurusu? Everyone thought you were looking down on them. All that effort you were so proud of was totally useless. To me, all that hard work you put in just makes you look cold. Lily's gotta be pure, peppy, and popular.
ついに念願のカードを手に入れたぜ。
Great, I got the card I wanted so
ウルト
bad.
ラスーパーレアとかそういうカード？
A super ultra rare card?
それどころじゃないぜ。カゴ夢で限定配布された超マックスグレートレアカードだ。
It's beyond that. It's a super rare, ultra great, maximum card thing that was given out at old events.
何それ？ウルト高いの？おいらにも見せてよ。
Ooh, can I make a quick buck off that? Let me see it.
あれ？マジカルリリーのカードだ。
Huh? This is a magical Lily card.
これはかつてマジカルリリーとのコラボイベントで数量限定で配布された幻のカード。
It's the legendary, limited edition card distributed only at Magical Lily collaboration events.
ために貯めたお年玉が火を吹いてついにゲットしたのだ。
All the money I saved up from family get-togethers paid off. It's mine now.
店員さんにショーケースを開けさせる時の店内の客たちの羨望の眼差し。グレート。
The rest of the customers looked so jealous when the cashier opened up the showcase. Great.
そういえばコラボでカードってのがあった気がする。
Oh, I almost forgot we did one of those.
リリー、忙しかったからよく知らなかった。
I was really busy, so I didn't realize what was going on.
ぜひこのカードにリリアちゃんのサインを。
Ruria, I beg of you, sign the card, please.
うん、いいよ。なんでサインする？
Sure, where do I sign?
クルスリリア？やっぱマジカルリリーだよね。
What should I sign as? Ruria Kurusu? Of course not. You want Magical Lily, right?
Oh yes! Oh yes! マジカルリリーでお願いします。
Oh yeah, Magical Lily, please. Atsuda was devoted to Lily. He didn't see trash like me. It's like all he ever saw was Lily. I've been invisible for a long time now. It didn't all happen today. I just hadn't realized it until now.
リリアちゃんどうしたの？部室 入らないの？
What's wrong, Aurelia? Are you going in? Suzuhara noticed me staring blankly at the others, enjoying themselves.
鈴原先輩には見えるんですか？
You can see me, Suzuhara?
私が見えるんですか？
Can you see me?
見えるけど。
Yeah, but...
どうしたの？寂しそうな顔をしてるよ。
What's wrong? You look so lonely.
部活に来たんでしょ？行こうよ。みんなのところへ。
You're coming to the club, right? Let's go and join the others.
いいんです。
I'll pass.
私はみんなが会いたいリリアちゃんないし。
I'm not the one they want to see. Everyone in the LCSC was chatting happily with Lily. They'd all passed right by without even noticing me.
どうして先輩には私が見えるんですか？
How are you able to see me, senpai?
不思議だよね。
I don't know, but...
でも僕は君に初めて出会った時から二人とも見えてたよ。
Ever since I met you, I could see the two of you.
君と小さな子が何度も入れ替わりながらみんなと一緒にいるのを見て不思議だなって思ってた。
I thought it was weird how I could see you and a little girl constantly trading places when we were with the others. So Suzuhara had seen everything from the start. He had noticed Lily even when I hadn't. Suzuhara!
どうしたの？泣かないで。
What's wrong? Don't cry.
私なんて
But I'm not needed.
いらないんだ。
いらないだ。
誰もいらないんだ。
いらないんだ。Nobody needs me. I buried my face in Suzuhara's chest and cried. Invisible as I was, nobody could hear my cries. And so they all just chattered in the clubroom. But Suzuhara could hear me. He accepted me. He really was special. I'd always felt there was a different vibe about Suzuhara. He was the only one who accepted Ruri Kursu, the rail me. Yeah, how fragile they all are.
そなたの魂などこれ式のことでたやすく籠絡できる。
Ensnaring your soul will be nothing but a trifle.
我がしもべの鈴原鈴の影に身も心も許して捧げるがよい。
Give your heart and body to my shadow, Suzuhara Suzume.
さすればそなたの身はやがて完全に我のものとなる。
And once you do, your body will be completely mine.
あとはそなたの体を使い本物の鈴原鈴を籠絡するのみ。
And after you do, all that will remain is to use this body to ensnare the real Suzumu Suzuhara.
喜ぶがいい布川リリア。そなたの望み通り我が鈴原と添い遂げさせてやろうぞ。
Rejoice, Ruria, as I'll let you be with Suzuhara for the rest of your life, exactly as you wish. Once I acquire his soot, none of the sisters will be able to complain. I should be the one to bring peace to brother's soul. Hehehehe.
離婚病？
Subjective double syndrome. Okay, we'll learn about subjective double syndrome in the next episode. So how many save files you got? 100? Yeah, we really haven't used too many. I mean, partly because obviously this game is a, it doesn't have choices for the most part. So we haven't had to use too many saves. If it had choices, we'd be saving a lot more. But yeah, as it is, I've been doing pretty long videos. This one's going to be on the average size. But I just figure if this is going to be some kind of complicated explanation, we might as well leave it for another episode. It is interesting how they use like Miss Hinagata for like info dump stuff. Like that's pretty much her role in the story. But yeah, we'll continue with this another time. So see you next time.